Okay, clearly you clicked on the video overview because you're interested in the Sage Math Guide. All right, so what I want to do is I want to click on the Sage Math Guide. What's going to happen is the Dropbox is going to open. If you're not a member of Dropbox, it's going to ask you to join. You can simply say no thank you, and you'll still be given access to the file. So the file I want to download is this document. So let me do that. If your computer is properly configured, it will download the document as a PDF and it'll display it on your screen. I just want to briefly go through the document, not the whole thing, by the way. And this document is entitled Embedding Sage in LaTeX with SageTech for Tech Shop Users. Now, a lot of students, what they're doing is they're coming to this document not to learn anything about LaTeX or SageTech. They're coming here for the tutorial in this document. So let me go to that. By the way, there's a table of content over here. Let's not worry about that so much. But what I want to do is I want to kind of scroll through it and give you the basic idea of the structure of the document. All right, so the basic idea of the structure of the document. And the bottom line, the structure of the document, if you kind of look through it, it's all about Sage, right? All about Sage. So what do you get over here? Optional Sage tutorial. Optional Sage tutorial. Right, now when I say optional, if you know Sage, I wouldn't be going through this tutorial, by the way, unless you need a refresher. Sometimes I need a refresher as well. So they give you a link over here. You notice it's got a little cyan box around it. It's linkable. If you click this link over here, it would bring you to the Sage Math website where you could download and Sage install it on your computer. Let me go back to the document though, the PDF. Again, you expected to read through the material, by the way, and I really do mean that. For you to learn, you need to learn to read and understand what you've read, by the way. And it's tough, by the way. They also talk about, if you want to use Sage interactively on the web, you can do that. I don't recommend it, by the way. So what I want to do is talk about, the basic structure of the document. And this is Sage beginnings, blah, 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 blah. What do you get? Over here, you get, basic arithmetic. And that's where most people start using a calculator, basic arithmetic, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And here's the deal. I go through some examples over here. All right, I'd go through that. What would you be expected to do? At your, convenience, you need to install Sage, get Sage running, and type these commands in. And make sure you're getting what I'm getting. Like when I type in 15 plus 16, it gives me 31. No surprise there. All right, and then I go through some arithmetic. And then what do? I have exercises. All right, so there's some exercises written over here, by the way. And what you can do is you can read about those exercises and do them. I also provide answers to those exercises. All right, now I want to just scroll back up here. And I want to point out and take a look at it. In each section, some students are going to need a little bit more support than reading. Right, so when I talk about the Sage beginnings, you notice over here, it's this little video thing is in like a cyan box. That means it's linkable. So I'm going to click on it, and I want to show you what you're going to see. What you're going to see is a video, and this video here is 3 minutes and 27 seconds long. And I'm not going to play the video for you, but you could change the volume on it. You could have closed captioning if you want. You could change the quality of it. Let me point out what I mean by that. The quality now is at 1440p, 60 frames per second. If your internet connection can't handle that, you might have to lower it down to a lower quality. You could play it full screen if you want by clicking on it. And you could see me talking about that particular section if you need it. If you don't need it, don't watch the videos. You decide what you need. I really do mean that. You decide what you need. All right, let me go back to the document. Right, so what do we talk about? This document. All right, let's go back to the table of content. All right, table of content. Optional Sage tutorial. That's all we've introduced over there. What does it take you through? Basic arithmetic exercises. Yada, 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 yada. What does it bring you up to? 3D plotting, differential equations, yada, yada, yada. That's up to page 42. Now, the stuff that comes after that might seem horribly confusing to students. All right, and what is it? It's about configuring the use of Sage with LaTeX, which is a product known as SageTech. It allows me to create documents where the documents are actually embedding Sage, doing Sage, and putting the output into the document directly. It's a really nice product. However, it is beyond the scope of most students at this level. It is difficult. It's difficult to run this product. I find it difficult. I have troubles with it too, all right? But I did write up a document here that after you go through a tutorial, if you're interested and you're using LaTeX, that you can start to embed Sage into your LaTeX document. And you can, all right? So I'm going to say, for the most part, that's pretty much been covered out. Now, I realize for a lot of students, this is overwhelming. What you're going to do is take it a step at a time. This is a rather lengthy document, and what I mean by that, this is nearly 60 pages long, and it's just basically just an introduction to Sage. That's all it is, all right? So let me go back to my document. I am in my document. Yeah, I'm in the document, I'm sorry. We're pretty much done talking about the document, and that's about it. Thank you so much for paying attention, though.